Hey guys, I want to apologize. I made a mistake. For some reason, I skipped part of 3.2. So I feel like it's better if we go back to page 79. So in your books, go back to page 79 and let's look at the rest of 3.2. We'll pick up on 3.3 when you had to do that reflect. Pick up on that a little bit later. So let's take care of this 3.2 first. And again, I apologize for messing this up. So on page 79, there's another way to find slope rather than just counting the rise and the run, because there'll be times where you're not given a graph that you can count a rise and a run. There'll be times where all you're given are 2 points, and you have to figure out using this formula what the slope is. Again, you won't have a graph, all you'll have are 2 points. So what I want to do is to give you a little example of what you might come across. So I'm going to put 3, 7, and again, I'm just pulling these numbers up. I'm just making them up as I go along. -2, 0. So what I'm going to do, since I have 2 x's, 1, 2, and 2 y's, 1, 2, I'm going to label these. So I'm going to call this one x1, y1. That's the first point, so that's the first x and the first y. This is the second point, I'll call this x2 and y2. And by labeling them, I know where to put them in to the formula. Keep in mind you're finding the difference of these, how far apart they are, so you'll be using subtraction. So let's plug these in. So I'm going to have m equals, well, the y2 comes first minus y1. So here's my y2, here's my y1. So y2 minus the y1. And on the denominator, x2 minus x1. So x2 minus x1. So whenever we have 0 take away 7, we can say that's plus negative. And then -2 minus 3, we can say that's plus negative. Remember, we don't use subtraction symbols, but we are allowed to subtract. So now we have m equals 0 plus -7 is -7. -2 plus -3 is -5. Keep in mind that fractions are fancy division, so a negative divided by a negative gives you a positive. So my final answer would be 7/5. Now I'm going to leave this as 7/5. I am not going to make it a mixed number. I'm not going to make it into a decimal. Slope consists of a numerator and a denominator. So if I want slope, please keep it as 2 numbers, even if it's an improper fraction. Okay, on this example, which they did for you already, and I just don't like that at all, they show you how to put down the rise numbers, how to plug them in, and the run numbers, how to plug them in. But I like mine better because this one does everything for you. So this example is simply doing the same thing I just did, but it does everything for you. And I don't like that. One thing I do want to point out, this -3, if you have a negative, a single negative, anywhere in the fraction, it makes the entire fraction negative. So whether this was a -2, it would make the entire fraction negative. When there's a negative out front, the entire fraction is negative. And that simply tells you this line is negative, there's a negative slope. Okay, so we have an additional example here to find the slope of a line. So, whoops, I'm not sure what I did there. So I'm going to choose 2 points. So this is a good one. This is bad because I want to cross right here. I want to cross these intersections. Okay, I'm not sure why I did that. Sorry. But I want to cross these intersections. So that's a bad spot, bad spot. There's a good spot. That's a bad spot, bad spot, bad spot, bad spot. Here's a good spot. So there's not too many of them. So I'm going to mark them in red. So there's a good spot. Here's a good spot. Here's a good spot. But I want ones that are close together. So I'm going to take away the last one because I want ones that are close together. I hit it too many times. So let's figure out our rise. So our rise is 1, 2, 3. Our rise is 3. Now let's look at our run. 1, 2, 3, 4. Our run is 4. This is going in a negative direction. This is a negative slope. I can't reduce it anymore, so this is my final answer. Okay, now we're on the your turn, and so I want you to try the your turn. They want you to find the rise, find the run. I think they want you to use these 2 dots and then find your slope. And keep in mind you may have to reduce it, so find the slope of the line. So my rise is 1, 2, 3. There's my 3. My run is 1, 2, 3, 4. There's my 4. This is in a positive direction. Slope is 3/4. Okay, so this is the guided practice, and let's do a couple of these. So you want to tell whether the rates of change are constant or variable. So what you want to do is figure out the rates of change for each one of these. Okay, so you want to take 4 and subtract off 1, and then 12 subtract off 3. So for the first one, we'll take 4 subtract off 1, 12 subtract 3, and you get 3/9, which equals 1/3. For the next one, you want to do 9 take away 4, and 27 take away 12. So 9 take away 4 is 5. 27 minus 12 is 15. That reduces the 1/3. So far the rates of change are the same. The last one, we're going to take 25 minus 9 and 75 minus 27. So 25 minus 9 is 16. And 75 minus 27 is 68. Reduce it, and it's 1/3. So since all of these rates of change were the same, I'm going to say the first one is constant. Okay, I got some of that mess out of the way. So let's try the second one. So we're going to do the 12 take away 6 and 4 take away 2. So we have 12 take away 6, 4 take away 2. That's going to give you 6/2, which is 3. So that's our target number. Next, we're going to do 25 take away 12 and 9 take away 4. 25 take away 12 is 13. 9 take away 4 is 5. So these are not the same. So this is going to be variable. There's no reason to do the last one. The first 2 don't match up, you're done. Okay, you try these 2, and I'll come back with your answers. Okay, this is definitely a mess. I tried the first 2, 2 minus 1, 64 minus 16. I got 1/48. Then 3 minus 2, 1/44/64. I got 1/80. So these are not the same. It's variable. Don't even check the last one. Here I did 76 minus 38, 4 minus 2, 16, 133 minus 76, 7 minus 4, 16. The last one's also 16, so that's constant. Okay, try this one. They want you to use 1 minute. So here's 1 minute. So that's going to be the point 1, 200. So that's the point 1, 200 for 1 minute. And then the other one is 2 minutes. So that's 2, 400. You see, they already have those ones in for you. And the other point you'll be using is 2, 400. Okay, so you can see the answers here. I put the 200 in the 1 here. Subtracted, subtracted. 200 over 1 is simply 200, so it's 200 feet per minute. They want from 1 minute to 4 minutes. Well, this is a proportional line. This is proportional. It's also a nice straight line. So anywhere on the line, the slope or rate of change will remain the same. So without any calculations, since this is a rate of change and is proportional, it's going to remain the same. Okay, find your slopes by using rise over run. Make sure you determine if it's positive or negative. Be right back. Okay, so as you can see, I use these 2 points. My rise is 2, my run is 1. It's a negative slope. And I use these 2 points. My rise is 3, my run is 2.